it's Miss Welch. I hope you guys had a really good weekend with your families, your siblings, your pets. I hope you're maybe able to get outside. I know today's a little bit of a rainy day, but I hope you guys are getting that fresh air when you can. So we kind of have a new visitor today. I don't know if you can see her. Dakota, come here. Dakota, come here. See, we got a new visitor today. Dakota's been sleeping a lot of times during our other read-alouds, but she is here today, and she's listening to our read-aloud, and Harper's chewing on one of her toys. But if you guys want to take a minute to grab your pets and have them listen to our read-aloud today with you, you can go ahead and do that now. So on Friday, we started reading our chapter book, Freckle Juice by Judy Blume, and we read about how there's this boy named Andrew who really wants freckles, and there's a kid in his class named Nikki who has freckles. But there's also a girl in his class named Sharon who tries to convince Andrew that she has a secret recipe for him to get some freckles. And we're going to go ahead and read chapter 2 to see if he decides to try that secret recipe. So go ahead and bundle up with your pets or a nice blanket since it is a little chilly today. And let's go ahead and read chapter 2. Chapter 2. That night, Andrew had trouble sleeping. He kept thinking about freckle juice. Maybe the reason no one in his family had freckles was because no one knew the secret recipe. If they never even heard of freckle juice, then how could they have any freckles, it figured. Andrew didn't like the idea of paying Sharon. He didn't want to pay her for anything, and 50 cents was a lot of money to him. It was 5 whole weeks of allowance, but he decided that if Sharon's recipe didn't work, he'd ask for his money back. It was easy. The next morning, Andrew turned the combination of his safe bank to just the right numbers, 4 on top and 0 on the bottom. He took out 5 dimes, so we know a dime equals 10 cents. So if he took out 5 dimes, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 cents. He wrapped them in a tissue and stuffed the whole thing in his pocket. He didn't have time to wash his ears or neck or anything. He wanted to see Sharon before the last bell rang. "Bye, Mom," Andrew called. "Andrew Marcus, wait a minute." His mother hurried over to him. She almost tripped on her long bathrobe. The curlers in her hair scratched Andrew's face as she checked his ears and neck. Why do you think she's checking his ears and neck? Do you think he took a bath? Oops, sorry. There we go. "Please, Mom, can't we skip it just once?" Andrew begged. Mrs. Marcus stepped away from Andrew. She pointed a finger at him. "Okay," she said, "I'll let you go this one time, but tomorrow I'm looking again. And Andrew, zip up your pants." Andrew looked down. Zippers were a pain. "This afternoon, when you come home, I'll be next door. Mrs. Burrows invited me over to play cards. You come get the key from me, okay?" "Sure, Mom, okay." Andrew raced to school. He could hardly wait to see the secret recipe. First, he looked at it, and if it didn't seem any good, he just wouldn't pay her. Sharon was already at her desk when Andrew arrived. He went right over to her. "Did you bring it?" he asked. "Bring what?" Sharon opened her eyes real wide. "You know what? The secret recipe for freckle juice." "Oh, that!" "Yeah, I have it right here." Sharon patted her pocket. "Well, let's see it." "Do you have the 50 cents? Sharon asked. "Sure, right here." Andrew patted his pocket. "I'm not going to show it to you until you pay," Sharon said. Andrew shook his head. "Oh, no. First, I want to see it." "Sorry, Andrew. A deal's a deal." Sharon opened a book and pretended to read. "Andrew Marcus," Miss Kelly said, "will you please sit down?" The second bell just rang. "This morning we'll begin arithmetic." "Nikki, please pass out the yellow paper. When you get your paper, begin working on the problems on the board." Andrew went to his seat. Then he took the tissue with the 5 dimes out of his pocket. He held it near the floor and aimed it toward Sharon. She sat in the next row. Sharon stuck out her foot and stepped on the tissue. Then she slid it over until she could reach it with her hand. She bent down and picked it up. Miss Kelly didn't even notice. Sharon counted the dimes. Then she took a piece of folded up white paper out of her pocket and threw it to Andrew. It landed in the middle of the aisle. Andrew leaned way over to pick it up, but he lost his balance and fell off his chair. Everybody laughed, except Andrew and Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly sighed. "Oh, Andrew, what are you up to now? Bring me that note, please." Andrew picked up the secret recipe. He didn't even have a chance to see it. It wasn't fair. It cost him a whole 50 cents for nothing. He handed it to Miss Kelly. She read it. Then she looked up at him. "Andrew, you may have this back at 3 o'clock. She put it in her desk. "I don't want this to happen again. Do you understand?" "Yes, Miss Kelly," Andrew mumbled. "Good. Now let's get that arithmetic done." Miss Kelly wasn't bad, Andrew decided. She could have ripped up the recipe. Or she could have sent him to the principal's office, or even made him stand outside in the hall by himself. Andrew could hardly wait for 3 o'clock to come. He didn't bother counting Nicky Lane's freckles. Soon he'd have his very own. When the second bell finally rang and the class marched down the hall, Andrew went up to Miss Kelly. She held the piece of white paper at him and waved it at him. "Here's your note, Andrew. I have the feeling it's important to you, but from now on, you must pay attention in class." Andrew took the recipe from Miss Kelly. "After tomorrow, I won't have any trouble paying attention," he promised. "Just you wait, Miss Kelly. I won't have any trouble at all." That is the end of chapter 2. Go ahead and make a prediction when we read chapter 3 tomorrow and he goes home and tries the freckle juice recipe. What do you think might happen? Do you think he'll get his freckles, or do you think something disastrous will happen? I miss you guys so much. I love you so much, and I can't wait till we're back together again. I'll see you tomorrow in our next Read Aloud. Bye.